Welcome back to Pickleball Daily. I'm Spencer, and today we're going to be talking about keeping the ball low. How to control shot height in pickleball is very important because when you pop it up too high, your opponents might have the opportunity to smash it on you. In this rally, we're going to have me get the opportunity to put the ball away, and I'll show you why the ball got popped up. That ball entered my strike zone right here, and I was able to hit it faster and on a volley with topspin that won the point. That's because at contact, Adam had his elbow moving like this, making his paddle face too high at contact, popping the ball up into my strike zone. Instead, he needs to think about having his whole shoulder and arm stable as a lever, making contact with the ball, and his wrist being stable as well. Let's try that again. Much better, using his shoulder as a lever to hit the ball. Nice. Oh. Uh-oh. When I use my wrist to initiate contact, it looks something like this. That ends up with the ball going way too high. We want to be sure that the wrist is moving the paddle face as the ball's coming to get us into a prepared position, but then it stabilizes and our shoulder takes over to initiate contact with the ball. But popping up the ball doesn't only happen here at the kitchen. It also often happens back here near the transition zone of the court. To avoid popping balls up in transition, we need to think about orienting our paddle instead of tip down, creating a ramp angle, to horizontally oriented, creating a wall angle. That is going to allow the ball to bounce from the ground with momentum into the paddle face and rising as it gets over the net, versus this paddle tip down on more of an arced angle is going to allow the ball to shoot up to the sky and enter their strike zone for an overhead. Let's see what those two different resets from transition zone look like. Keeping that paddle horizontally oriented is the most important when you're taking balls on a short hop. That means the ball is still rising as it's coming from the ground and making contact with your paddle. Those balls should be horizontally oriented to get a nice arced angle into the court, dropping into the kitchen, as opposed to popping up with too much of a ramped angle and your paddle tipped down, entering the strike zone of your opponents. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps. Subscribe for more pickleball content on Pickleball Daily.